Hey YouTube, East Ridge Hiker here with another product review. This thing is the Homefas, H-O-M-E-F-A-S, which I'm assuming is a Chinese special survival shovel off Amazon. I paid $16.64 for this thing after tax. I would absolutely do it again. Overall, it's pretty awesome. It didn't come all that great. I've done some changes, improvements. This was extremely loose. Extremely loose. I tightened it up. But it goes, you know, comes with this little pouch. Straight up with a shovel, you can lock it in. Hoe mode, or as a hook. You can lock it in 3 different configurations. This is supposed to be 30 tools in one. I think they're including a hook and hoe. But this was a sharpened edge, but it wasn't very sharp. So I took a file and sharpened it more. Now it's sharp. It'll cut paper. This was not sharp at all and was a pain to use. It was okay, but it wasn't great. I sharpened that. The saw blade is pretty impressive. It was sharp. The cord cutter I have not used, or whatever. I'm not sure what they call it on Amazon on the site. But it comes in this little pouch, which has the shovel head cover, and 3 title handles, which makes it 32 inches, which is pretty good for one of these. It's pretty good length. Oh, sorry. I about knocked you off there. But yeah, it's a pretty good length. Just real quickly, I'll slap it together. See, it has the O-rings. The threads are great. No burrs, nothing like that. Very solid. It says high carbon stainless steel, but it doesn't give a type. The dumb feature that seems to be the trend, I've put this little cap over it that I've made. I'll show you this in a second. But there's a glass breaker on the end of the shovel handle. If you don't use it, then you have an open tube. So you've got a sharp point at the end of your shovel. So don't put your hand on it. I did, not thinking once. I tested this out, you know, as it came. Let's see if you can see the length in that. It's pretty long. I'll back it up here in a minute and show you all the whole thing, but you know, this is a glass breaker on the end. It has this actually impressive little ferro rod that unscrews with the whistle. Let's get that to focus. And so the whistle works, surprisingly. I didn't expect it to. It's really ear piercing, actually. It would be very effective. I haven't tested the ferro rod. Might do that for this, maybe not. It's hard telling. But, you know, and this is a glass breaker, so I had this little plastic cap come off the end of a piece of exercise equipment, just off the leg. And then this is inner tube, bicycle inner tube. And I actually super glued the inner tube to this. I don't know if that's going to hold or not, but it was still tight. I just wanted to secure it a little more. These threads are great. Threads right in. The ferro rod during use fell out of this little holder. It's threaded, crazy as that is. So I put some thread locker on it and screwed it back in. And I haven't got to test it yet since I've made all these changes to it. You know, I put this cap over this, which is definitely going to make a difference digging. I put thread locker on a few places that needed it. you know, the ferro rod itself, when I tightened up the shovel head, thread locked it so that it hopefully will stay in place. And then this actually folds down. I thought it would also work as grip. Shouldn't have rolled it like that, but there we go. Just to give me a little more traction. This is a little slick, and so this keeps me from stabbing myself and gives me a little extra grip on there. I saw one of the reviews, the guy mentioned it too, on his review on Amazon. He said he was going to put a crutch tip, which I thought was a good idea, but I went with this. I don't have any crutches. I'm really excited to use this after I've sharpened these edges. I did use it one day. I took it up into the woods and through a field and stuff. Used the machete part of it. I tried out the saw. I tried out the shovel. This is reverse threaded. Not sure why. I don't know if it helps or hinders. Just took me a while to figure that out. It kept getting loose, and I kept trying to tighten it, but what I was doing was loosening this and tightening the rest of it. It took me a while to figure out what was going on. Thread this. I plan on putting a little survival kit in here, actually. I do feel like this will be completely waterproof. This is where the screwdriver bit went. There it goes. It's got a, double-ended, one Phillips head, one flat head. That slides down there. It's standard bit size. It did not go in there at all. This whole thing at the bottom was full of burrs. I had to take a file, and I went down in there, smoothed out the edges. It was bad with burrs. You could not get the thing in there at all. I did jam it in and had a heck of a time getting it back out, trying to clear it out, make it fit. So I took the file and did it right, but it wasn't bad at all. If you look in here, I don't know if you can see. I can't really see on camera because of the lighting here, but there's a screw, a Phillips head screw. Oh no, you can't see because I got this little bag in here. The bit was just rattling around because I couldn't get it to fit, and it was driving me insane. So I put it inside this little bag and put it in there. It was a tight fit. I knew it was going to be a pain to get out, but I couldn't stand the rattle. I'm actually pulling it out with the gut hook feature of this knife blade, but all I did was untie it. It does not look like I'm going to get this out anytime soon. Yeah, there it is. Okay, sorry it took so long. I will definitely change what I'm using. But I had this on me, so I used it. But this is the bit. It seems durable enough. And now it fits. Locks in. And so I've got a bunch of this type of stuff. I'm going to put a little kit in here so I can use sockets and more bits, different types of bits. It's a standard bit size, so I thought that was a neat feature. You can have several tools that way. I mean, it's really increases the value of this thing. But maybe you can see now down in there, I'm not sure. I can barely see the camera from this angle. But yeah, there's a big Phillips head in there. And I actually could not get a screwdriver long enough to get down in there. It's pretty long. I didn't have one that long. And so what I did was put the bit in it and then twisted. And I was able to unscrew it that way. I did thread lock that in there now. so hopefully it does not go anywhere. That's the idea, because I don't want it unscrewing when I'm trying to screw something in, or vice versa. Anyway, I think that's a cool feature. It really adds a bunch of tools to this thing. Then you have this knife blade, which was horrific when it came in. It has the gut hook on it. It had tons of burrs. I didn't do a great job. I just kind of halfway touched it up with a file. The tip was destroyed. It was bent over completely. I straightened it out as best I could, then had to sharpen this. Of course, it was super dull, and try to get the nicks and stuff out where the tip was messed up. But now it's not bad. I don't know, I mean, it seems cheap, but for what it is, it's groovy. It's got the gut hook, which I don't remember what they called it on the website, but that's what it is. And a fish scaler, which they call a hacksaw. It would be the most horrific hacksaw ever, because it is not sharp in any way, shape, or form. You got your bottle opener, which also doubles, it appears, as a quarter-inch wrench, but it seems like it'd be a real difficult chore to try to get this onto a bolt because of all this. And even if you take it off, you've still got this threaded section that you'd have to work with. I don't know how you would do it, but it's there. As you can see, this is a very small tang, so I don't expect this to hold up very well. I'm gonna try to use it as a fish spear. Let's see what happens. I've never speared a fish. I would like to try. But overall, I am impressed with the build quality. You know, I had to do some stuff to it, but overall, it is very sturdy. I haven't had any issues with the loosening, other than that reverse thread thing. I kept just loosening it up, basically, is what I was doing. But now that I've figured all that out and made the changes, the improvements that I have, I am super, super excited to use this. Just to see how effective it is, you know. And I'm going to throw it at a tree and see what kind of, you know, if it's like a throwing shovel. I don't know, it's cold steel, you can do it with those. So we'll see. I may put some footage. Well, it said Homefas on the, but I'm looking at that. I just noticed that Ziying, I don't know if you can see that on camera, or however, Ziying. And it's got a little roller on here, metric, 10 centimeters. I don't know how useful that's going to be, but screwy little thing. It's very thick, sturdy, big shovel head. It's like, it says 6 inch by 7 inch. I measured it, it's pretty close. But now that I've made these changes, I'm super excited about it. I don't recommend a glass breaker on the end of a shovel. I don't know what the heck they were thinking there. But that actually is common with these Chinese survival shovels. But thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. Check out my channel, check out my other videos. And then, you know, if you didn't watch the whole video, then screw you. You're not here to hear it anyway. All right, guys, thanks. Little bit loose. I don't know why I mouthed that at first. Like this is silent or something. It's not a silent film. But I'm sure it's not designed to throw. But it throws well. especially after sharpening the edges there. Thoroughly impressed. I put the handle on. My little contraption. No issues staying on. And then I did take the ferro rod out because I didn't want to break it, just in case. I'm impressed. I couldn't get this thing to stick, but as you can see, it didn't break. And you saw what I did to it. I honestly thought it was going to break. You can see the tube took a little damage here, but otherwise in great shape. The base of that tree's surrounded in river rock. It took some hits. Oh yeah, glass breaker. I lost my cap. It did take some damage. Who cares? It's a glass breaker. If I can't figure out something better, I'll just cut it off. I don't want a glass breaker. I don't come across a lot of windshields and car windows out in the woods. The edge held up pretty good overall. Still works. Thanks, guys.